And we're back.
And we're back. There we go.
Welcome to the Cavalry.
Welcome to the Cavalry. I think it's just 2:44, boys and girls. Did you just shower? Your hair looks
no. I need to. It's been about 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
This has been a sick house. Good God. So I'll just tell you the quick story. We get to Santa Fe, New Mexico. We went there right after Christmas. Heidi's like immediately sick the whole time. We're like, oh, it must be altitude. Because she's had this before when we went to Aspen. She got this altitude sickness, or so we thought. And all the symptoms are like, diarrhea and nausea and, fatigue.
Sure.
It all made sense. Then the last day, Ginger just starts puking the whole way, like in the morning. And
That's
then we're like, maybe it's not altitude. Maybe she had this, because everyone's like, this norovirus has been going around, So we're the whole drive from Santa Fe to Albuquerque, she's just yakking in the car, and there's nothing we can do. I mean, it's like we have to get to the airport,
Yeah.
But then she has to drive. Like, there's nothing worse than going for a drive when you're puking the whole way. And then, so we're like, we can't fly though. There's no way she can't fly. So we get an airport hotel. I get the flights pushed back a day. We're supposed to go to Seattle to see my parents, but I'm like, there's no way they're gonna want us in the house, because we don't know
Did
what
you have to pay to push the flights?
They let me switch it for value of the ticket, which luckily it was like negligible. So it ended up costing me like $16 or something total.
Oh, nice.
So it wasn't that big of a deal. But anyway, so it was like, then we get back. I decided, well, we'll just fly to, rather than trying to get the airlines to like move our ticket straight back to Portland. I was like, you know what? Let's just fly to Seattle. We'll rent a car and drive back from Seattle, because Ginger was feeling better in the morning. And Heidi was starting to feel better. So we drove back from Seattle. We're feeling good. Now it's like, oh, we got through it. And I never got.
How long is that drive?
Like 3 hours. So we land at like 5:30 in the afternoon, 6:00, rent a car, like a one-way car rental thing. It's pretty easy to do, Seattle to Portland. Pretty cheap too. So I'm feeling good about my logistics. I'm like, you know what? I actually was able to like cancel this and get this refunded. And so patting myself on the back. And then we're driving and we go, it's New Year's Eve. And we're like, well, let's go out to dinner. Like, we all feel better. So we're like, let's go to Outback Steakhouse. And I swear to God, Ginger gets a big thing of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I get a ribeye steak.
Nice.
Potato. Heidi gets lobster tails. I'm not making this up. Like the richest.
Yeah.
Not like economically, but yes. And just rich, fatty.
Sure.
But I feel great. I mean, I eat the whole thing, and I'm picking at Ginger's back because I'm cocky now. I'm like, I made it through Heidi's sickness and Ginger's.
And you never had puked at this point.
No, I didn't even feel weird. I felt great. I was like, I'm invincible.
Yeah. Oh,
and we get home, put everybody to bed. I'm like, it's New Year's Eve. I'm staying up. I'm watching the fireworks. I make myself a Manhattan,
Yeah.
1:00 in the morning. Boom. This Happy New Year to me. Oh, just hugging the toilet. Up all night.
Oh, no.
Disaster. Then I'm like, okay, well, all right, I feel miserable, but at least now, like, I'll have a day, and Heidi's already had it and Ginger's already had it. So I can just lay in bed and they can go. Then Heidi gets it again. Or does she get it for the first time because she really did have the altitude sickness first, and then Ginger just picked up norovirus from going to these museums or traveling or whatever?
Could be. Sure.
So we both have it. So that's the worst. When both parents are miserable, then you're like, kid is just like, you're like, I can't even get out of bed. Like, I mean, we were both so bad. We were like, how are we going to go to the grocery store? It took everything in me to go to a grocery store and get food for us. I like almost passed out in the Safeway. So then Now, today, I feel better. I mean, still a little sluggish,
Yeah.
but to the point where like I intellectually know I shouldn't eat crazy stuff, but I really want. You know, what I mean? I have to tell myself to not go to Wendy's. Like, no, Andrew, don't be
Yeah.
an idiot. But my body would be happy to go. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay.
Heidi was like 12 hours behind me, so she's just now feeling a little better, but just very fatigued. But then just now, as we started this podcast, Ginger pukes again.
Ah,
So what is going on? Can you just keep giving it to each other? Is that how this is working?
I don't
Doesn't
know.
seem
That's
right.
awful. No, that does not seem right
Seems
at all.
unfair.
Yeah.
Everyone would be sick all the time if this is how it worked.
Gonna have to isolate. Gonna have to isolate.
I guess. So, but I
Oh,
mean,
that's rough.
it's like, how do you isolate with a 4-year-old in
I know.
small house? So now I'm just like, I have to drive back to Seattle tomorrow to do these shows. I'm just like, am I a ticking time bomb? Am I gonna like my second time on the carousel coming? You know,
Yeah.
that's all I can think about.
Oh God. I hope
It's
not.
just the
I hope
worst.
not.
I would rather have COVID 10 times out of 10 than this shit.
Then what you had?
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy,
Yeah.
easy. This is the worst.
Yeah. But there are some people that get COVID that think it's worse than death.
I
But that
guess.
that hasn't been our case. I've been asymptomatic when I got it. I'd
Yeah,
take it any day. It's just an excuse to stay away from everyone and watch movies in the basement.
I know. See,
Especially if
that's
it's
what I was kind. That's the worst part. Is that's what I was kind of thinking on like New Year's Day. I was like, well, I feel like shit, but it's an excuse to just lay in bed and watch TV and drink
yeah.
Gatorade and not talk. You know, but
Yeah.
no, because then Heidi's got it even worse, and so I
Oof.
gotta get up and like
Yeah, that sucks.
ugh, it's a nightmare.
Gotta go in the battlefield.
I know. So now, hopefully, God, if a little worried about Ginger getting through the night now. Maybe she'll just sleep it off. Maybe it was one last hurrah and then,
Yeah.
but
Gotta get all that mac and cheese out.
she didn't even eat that much. I ate more of it, honestly, than anybody. It's usually how it goes with her orders at restaurants. So that was that was our New Year's. Christmas was
Lovely.
better.
Oh man.
Yeah. What about you? You probably had a better New Year's, I bet.
Well, I did the three shows at Comedy on State, and they were great. But it's funny how like, they're like, all right, so John Doerr's headlining, and he's like, all
Yeah.
right, John, so you bring up, Johnny and this comic Dana Ehrman from Milwaukee is really funny. She was hosting. Like you bring them up at 5 till, and then you guys can just do whatever until the countdown. And he's like, we're like, oh, is that going to be awkward? Is that too long? So they're like, well, you can watch the tape of last year. And they showed like last year, the headliner Sean Patton brought up the other two comics like 10 minutes early, and they're doing crowd work, and they're all doing this crazy stuff. And it was a bit, messy.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, I'll just do like 3 minutes till bring us up. And it was just like, it's just too long. It's just like, all right,
Yeah.
well, we're waiting for this 20-second countdown.
You always overestimate how long 5 minutes is
Yeah. Oh,
to just
yeah.
fill. I
It
mean, it's
was,
one thing when you're just doing stand up, but to just fill the time, you overestimate.
yeah, especially when there's three of you and you're not like, a trio where you know each other. It's like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to you're the headliner, so I don't want to power the mic, you each have a mic. So, I mean, at one point he's like, you guys can talk too. You guys have mics. And I was like, well, yeah, but there's no context. It's so weird. Like
Yeah.
it
I
was,
find the best it's ever gone is when they just go, we all know you have somewhere to be for the countdown. So you can either hang out in the bar or in the showroom or you can get out of here, and go somewhere cooler than this to watch.
What, for the countdown?
Yeah, just get
For
them
the
out of the
countdown, the
room.
show ended with the countdown. So
That's
John
what
was
I
on
mean.
stage.
But
Yeah.
why do it that way?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. Like, just
Start
have
the
the
show
show
at
end a little
10,
earlier. Yeah.
end it at 11:30 and go, you can hang out and drink here in the bar or in the club
Yeah.
and we can just put Dick Clark on the screen there or whatever. And then
Yeah.
I never understood why they need the comics on stage to count it down. Like they know how to count.
Yeah.
I did that last year. We ended the show like at we ended the show at like 11:30, I think, and then they just had me come back out.
Oh, for the
So
countdown.
yeah, and just like, hey, remember me? You
Now I'm gonna
remember
count
you
instead of
remember
tell
how
jokes.
seconds work?
Yeah.
But
Uh,
God, all I can think
but
about
it
is
was
getting
good.
sick again. Uh, yeah, okay, great.
Are you
All
guys
right.
doing New Year's resolutions?
No,
Nice.
I
We'll
don't.
just
I mean,
skip
what?
over that.
What's left? What's
There's
left for
no,
me to
yeah,
accomplish? I've done
yeah,
it
you did
all.
it all. You did it all.
It's hard. It's hard to make New Year's resolutions where you're just like sick out of your mind. You know, they're like,
Yeah.
how about just not puking? That would be a good New Year's. Could we go one day without someone in this family throwing up? That would be a good New Year's resolution.
Yeah, that would be a good one. You haven't done that yet?
No, not not in 2025.
Yeah.
Trying to get to 2020 someday, maybe 2026. It's our year.
Yeah. I
Uh,
got a haircut today.
hey, you look great. Let's see the back.
Nice. Well,
They
it
they
was
didn't
way
do
long. They
they didn't
cut
do
like they didn't do the whole thing. But she cut. I went to this place. So Aaron went to this place called like Echo Salon, and they like massage. They wash your hair and they massage your head. And she's like, "Oh, it feels so
Oh.
good. You get pampered. They rub your neck." So she got me a gift card for Christmas. I think she thought I was gonna cut it off, and I used it to get 3 inches off. And but
So
like
she's anti the long hair.
I've warned her. I mean, whatever. Yeah, she's being patient. She's patiently waiting, but it'll happen at some point, but I just don't want to do it now.
I mean, what point would that be? You're
To
kind of
what?
you're reaching the point of no return where you really can't change your physical appearance anymore. I,
What do you mean?
when you reach a certain age, not that you're there yet,
Oh yeah.
but like you're not allowed, you can't like if you're a
Then
guy
you're
with a
just stuck.
if you
Yeah.
have a mustache, you can't just one day turn like 52 and shave your mustache and everyone's like, "Wait, what the fuck, John? You're a mustache guy. You can't do that to
I
everybody, you
know.
know?"
My uncle did that and it was like, whoa, who are
Whoa,
you?
buddy, you gotta ask,
Babyface.
you gotta take a poll, you gotta run it by some people, do some AI mock-ups of what you would look like without it.
Yeah.
And with the long hair, that's a very distinct look. If you just chop that off one day, that's why
Yeah.
my mustache only lasted a year because I was like, this could become like a
You don't
permanent
want to
thing.
get locked in.
Yeah. And I have headshots with that mustache, which is a disaster. Because if anybody ever uses the old headshot, hey, what happened? I thought you were the mustache guy.
That's so funny.
Mustache people
Because you
feel betrayed.
you
Yeah,
look like you have a fucking
I know. You,
mustache
you
right
always say
now.
that. That's just this is just 48 hours not shaving because I've been
I know.
puking. But uh no, it's different too because there's chin hairs and stuff. When this is
Yeah.
clean shaven and
Yeah,
this is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
big and bushy,
Right.
that is
That's a
distinct
mustache.
to the point where these guys, if anybody at the show has a mustache, they feel very betrayed if I come out and don't have a mustache.
Yeah. She asked me, when's the last time you washed your hair? And I was
Gross.
like, well, I washed it. Today's what, the second? I
Yeah.
said, well, I washed it on the 31st because I don't wash my hair every time I shower. And I was like, well, I showered today, but I didn't wash my hair. She goes, oh, I'm only asking because your hair was wet when you came in.
Oh.
So I don't know if she was like, she meant like how long ago earlier today to see how
Oh,
long, but I
but
was like,
was it wet from your shower or was it just wet from grease?
no, it was, yeah, it was wet. It was wet from the shower.
You're just
It was wet
dripping.
from the shower, but it wasn't like I took a shower and went there. It was like, you have long hair and you put it in a
Right.
ponytail, it
Yeah.
stays wet a while. So that's
Okay.
what she was asking. But I was
So
like,
she was probably saying, I don't want to double wash your hair because, yeah.
yeah,
You don't wash your hair every day?
no, God, no.
They say that's right. They say that's good for your hair to not do that.
Yeah. And especially if you have thick hair, because
I
it's just,
can't though. Yeah, I have thin hair and it gets it looks gross. If I don't wash my hair every day, I look disgusting. So
that,
I
well,
don't.
that's what you say, but that's Erin's in the same boat where she said she's got thin hair. She's like, I have to, or it looks gross. But you
Yeah.
found a hack with the dry shampoo, right? Do you still use that or no?
Yeah, but I know never buy it, and apparently it's very expensive because we don't have it in the house all the time. I should try. I should get my own and travel with it, but I would do dry shampoo every day if I. But then that's more
Is it a
like then you
powder?
don't. Yeah, it's like powdery.
Okay.
But then that's more like if you don't want to shower, it's
Yeah.
the opposite where you want to shampoo but not shower.
Yeah. And it's a lot when you have short hair, it's a lot easier to just wash your hair. Oh, I'm in the shower, might as well. When you got long hair, it's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
do I want to clog this drain or not? Fucking-
Oh wait, speaking of hygiene, this is one part of the story I left out. So on the way there, I have all these points and credits and loyalty status with Alaska Airlines. So we all got bumped up to first class on the flight
oh,
to New Mexico. But
damn.
yeah, but then on the way back, because I changed the flight, I was like, can we just get three together? I don't care where they are. Like, well, the only three we have together is in the last row of the plane, like literally the last row. Like the bathrooms are directly to
Yeah.
your left. I
Yeah.
go, whatever. We just want to be together. If you can move the flights, we're grateful. So just, take whatever. So we get on the plane and it's going pretty smooth actually. Ginger goes to sleep, you know,
And you're in the back.
we're in the back,
Yep.
people, you're right by the bathroom, whatever. And finally Heidi goes, something smells. And then she starts sniffing me. She goes, it's not you. It's like, yeah, it's not me. We're 3 inches from a toilet that 90 people have used so far. And your first instinct is to sniff me. How dare you?
How dare you? Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Oh
So
man.
that's my hygiene reputation is she
That's
gives me the
great.
sniff before the public toilet in the
Or the
sky.
toilet next to her head.
Yeah.
God. I know I was gonna have I can't have my topic be the toppest thing again. So that's not my
No,
topic.
I
But
did
I
that.
have to tell
We
you,
did sorry, really quick. We did
yes.
that and we had a gift card for $250. And we went with a couple. We went with two other couples and we had a $250 gift card to this place. And it was like a tapas thing. And then it's like now you're adding it's not just me and Heidi, but two other couples. And we generously say at the beginning, like, hey, we'll just throw this on top. This isn't just for us. We're using this and then we'll split it three ways after this. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to be
You
nice.
should have just been like, hey, here's the card. That's our share. It'll be
Well,
more than
listen.
enough.
So we go way because once you tell people that, then they're like, oh, we'll do the president's special or whatever. So we just let the chef order for everybody. And it's all good. And I
Sure.
did get full, but they brought out a lot of plates. It took a lot of plate. And I wasn't letting anybody because we didn't know the third couple that well.
Yeah.
And so everybody was like leaving the last bite to be polite. And
Yeah.
I felt like my dad. I was like, no, 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 no. Come on. Somebody's got to eat this one. Do you want it? I would go around. I'm eating it if you're not, because everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not leaving this
But
food.
then
Yeah.
at the end, the waiter screwed it up. So he goes, oh, I've never done these gift cards before. And I actually just ran this for your guys's third. So our bill was only like $50 and they had to eat that without the gift card. And they're like, we can void. So you see what I'm saying? They put the gift card entirely on Heidi and I's third that was
Yes.
built.
Oh, so your portion was like
Ours,
$300.
right. But really, we
Yeah.
only had to pay like 50.
Right. Right. Okay.
And that's tip included, it's gratuity included and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So then the guy's like, I can void it and do it over. And then Heidi is like, of course, like, yes, yes, please void it. And I go, well, if it's a lot of trouble,
It's if it's a lot of trouble, they
Yeah.
can pay $100
Yeah.
more each.
And then he goes, no, 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 I can do it. And then I go, oh, all right. Yeah, go ahead. You should do it. Yeah. Goes, oh, I just have to get my manager. I'm like, well, Heidi, he has to go get his manager and they're trying to close here. So he didn't do it. And they were all very insistent, like, no, no, no.
Oh, that's the
So
greatest thing
it's
I've
the
heard in
best
my life.
case scenario. We look like the
Oh,
heroes
yes,
because at the beginning, but I really don't think they would have ordered as much shit as they got if they knew they were gonna have to not get
yeah.
that
Oh,
250.
that's perfect.
It was great. It was a home run situation. But sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
Tapas.
you guys look like you were the heroes until you twice were like,
Yeah. Well,
well,
I
shit, I was
I
making
played it. I severely underplayed it. You know me. I'm Mr. Subtlety.
sure, sure. But what I was gonna say is, so I Thursday night. So I'm doing shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Tuesday for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like talking about it, like it to myself. I'm going on these walks, thinking about how I hate tapas and talking about it. And then on stage, I decided to just start talking about it. So I'm
Yeah.
talking about tapas on Thursday night, and just fucking great. It's just like it
Yeah.
was just perfect. It was in the pocket. It's great, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a new killer bit.
New bit.
Friday. Just can't. I mean, it gets last, but it's
Yeah.
just not. It's like, wait a minute, what? Why is it so clunky? I just could not
Yeah.
recapture the magic. And I tried to rewrite it for Saturday. Different things went okay, but I just could not have it be. It just
The
never
worst.
was as good as Thursday to piss me off.
That's the worst. And that happens more often than I think people would guess, where a bit can come out perfect and then just slowly get worse and worse until it dies.
But I
I
mean,
don't know. I
I
have no
even have the
explanation for it.
recording of it. I'm listening to it
Right.
over and over, and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. But you could just tell it wasn't as in the moment. It wasn't,
Yeah, there's something about the magic of really just saying it for the first time. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
that's the difference between like real jokes that just work over and over and over again and just being funny.
yeah,
And there is a huge difference. Like some writing jokes is different than being funny, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's just like the perfect connection with the audience. Even if I was like the greatest actor and I could recapture exactly how I did it,
Right.
wouldn't necessarily work because it just the room and the people is
Yeah.
just.
And your anger. See, that's like an anger
I
based
know,
joke too.
and that's the thing. I said fuck every other word the
Yeah.
first time. I was like, well, I got to take out some of the fucks. Nope.
That's that's like a I remember Louis C.K. talk about that with like he has this bit about hitting a deer or something. I don't even
Yeah.
remember the bit that well, but he talked about it. It's like it's so anger based. I was just so mad at this deer that I did it on my special, but I didn't even do the bit. I did the bit like probably 5 or 6 times because I wanted to preserve the anger
Oh, I
for when I
see.
recorded it. I
Oh,
didn't want
yeah,
it to
yeah,
be
yeah.
like sort of like, oh, I've talked about this 1,000 times, you
Right.
know?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But coincidentally, he probably says fuck like 50 times in that joke. So maybe it is just maybe it isn't about preserving anger. Maybe it's just people
Yeah.
like when you say fuck a lot.
Just gonna say fuck more. And then I told the story of and this I didn't even plan on, but I told the story of the dog rescue and the pit bull. And
Oh yes.
the joke was, the joke I had planned was just, oh, we rescued a dog, everyone cheers. Like, yeah, I was like, yeah, you gotta do it. It didn't work out. We had to give it back. And that's the joke. But I
Right.
could tell I kind of like people were like,
People
so then I was
like
like, wow,
dogs.
it is a true story. Here's what happened, and I just made it worse. But it was funny, like that first time, like that Thursday night, I just could do no wrong, and it just worked. But then
Yeah.
Aaron brought some friends to the show Saturday. She came and saw me, and I told her I mentioned that bit. She's like, yeah, I don't know if I wanted to hear about the dog, so I didn't do it that show.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
All right. So that's New Year's, Christmas. We haven't talked since Christmas even.
Have we not?
I don't think.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a while.
How was your Christmas?
It's great. At the house. I don't even remember now, but I just no problems. I made a pot roast. Ever make pot roast?
Nope.
Yeah, it's great. Turned out great. Everything worked out. Ginger, we did the built a dollhouse. You know what? Wasn't
I
that
saw a
bad?
picture of it. I think I saw a picture. Did you
Yeah, it
post a
wasn't
picture?
that wasn't that bad. It came
Yeah.
like it wasn't as scary. You built it up for me so much that I was so worried about it. I started in the daytime, Christmas Eve. Like I started in like I hid lock shut the door of the office and just started on it.
Smart.
And but I knocked it out in like hour and a half, maybe.
Nice.
So it was great.
So you didn't have to put it off a year. Good for you.
No, no, I know. It was the best story you ever told because it made me really lit a fire under my ass.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Wait, were you home or you I forget now.
Yeah, we were home. So, and you got it. I think that's our new thing. If we're going to travel the holidays, it's going to be after Christmas because when the kids are this age, there's something about being in your own house, coming
That's what I
down.
think.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah, I'm with you.
have to transport the presents. But it was, yeah, it was great. It's good. Edie got a, I told you that, I think I told you about the PS5. How we
Yeah.
got it, buddy.
Yeah, the
So we had to,
refurbished.
yeah, just so that she didn't feel, just so that Edie didn't feel like, oh, I got a $600 present
Yeah.
after the reveal. I had to tell them, I was like, hey, just so you know, the only reason we have this is because Dad's buddy. I don't want you to feel
That's
like
so
you're
funny.
this
Your
rich.
kids are the age where they know the monetary value of gifts.
Yeah.
So you can't let them think one was way more expensive than the others. So you have to
Well,
break
that
it
not
down.
only that, yeah, not only so it wasn't even, because I mean they can all share it together, but also so it's not like, oh, we can
Oh,
expect,
we're rich.
yeah, we're rich. Like,
Hey,
no, you're not.
just so you know, you're still poor. Okay.
We're
You're not,
still
you're
poor.
not, this does not mean daddy's doing better. This doesn't mean that the career is picked up.
Yeah.
This was
Just fell off a
because
truck.
he knows some guy who broke his PS5.
Yeah, and was too lazy to fix it, so he bought
Yeah,
a new. But
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
so yeah, it was good. Oh, Aaron got, do you and Heidi, are you pretty even as far as like when you guys open presents from each other? Is it pretty even, or is it like, oh, one outdid the other?
Um, yeah, I think so. I think this year I did we well the whole thing was like we were gonna do that bullshit where it was like our gift is gonna be living room improvement. So we're gonna
Yeah,
get a new rug and new sconces and but you deep down you know that you're still gonna get each other a couple things. So I think we were pretty even. I got this two things for the house that like I just knew we needed and I just said they were to like both of us from
yeah.
Ginger or whatever bullshit. And then I got her this Apple speaker. So it like that was her thing that she actually didn't know she was getting this app and some a little bit of clothes. But then this Apple speaker that like it's like a smart speaker. It's like the
Oh,
Alexa but Siri. But it's pretty cool. It sounds really good. And then she got
is it
me
like a
some
circle, a
rain
big
boots.
circle
Yeah, a
thing?
big circle
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's great. And it sounds great. And then she got me some like rain boots, but like nice ones. So I think it's probably worked out to be pretty even.
Cool. Yeah, Aaron got me this year. Aaron totally outdid me. Last year, I think but we didn't ever like discuss a dollar amount, so it's like, all right, we'll just see what
Yeah.
happens. You got me 14 like dress shirts, like basically revamped my
Jesus, look at
wardrobe.
her. Look
All
what
my
she look.
they're all busting through at the elbows. They all have rips. They're all old, have yellow collars, and I think she was just like, you know what? It's going to be a gift, but it's as a gift of me getting Johnny to get rid of
She
all
you
his
know what? She
old.
didn't buy you Christmas presents. She's trying to buy herself a new husband. She was like, "Go to the salon. Here's a new wardrobe."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but it's nice. Oh man, I
Yeah.
have I have a
Look at
new wardrobe.
you. Sharp Johnny.
Yeah, new show shirts.
14. Wow. I don't think I
Oh.
own I think I have like three actual button down full length dress shirts, like sleeved.
What do you wear for shows?
I
Those
wear
three
like
shirts.
a jacket or polo shirts, a lot of polo
Yeah.
shirts, short sleeve button downs,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not like stiff collared actual like you could wear with a
Yeah, they're
suit.
not like suit. I mean,
I
it's
have
like a
like three of
flannel
those.
or a Land's
Oh
End
yeah,
or
I
a
have a lot of
LV.
those. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
those.
yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
like
yeah.
a dress shirt.
I don't call those dress shirts.
Yeah, what just button downs.
Button downs. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I should
So
call
she
them.
got
Yeah,
you 14 button
button
downs.
downs. Yeah,
Okay. Still though, that's a lot. That's a lot of clothes.
yeah.
That's as many shirts as I hang in a closet. I don't think I
Yeah.
hang more than 14 shirts in a closet. I'll tell you that
I
much.
gotta, yeah, I gotta pull a lot out and throw a lot away. There's still some that are in there with ripped elbows and they're
Yeah. Um, well, we should get to topics. Wait, did you have
all right.
more on that? The gift
I did
thing?
not. I
Okay.
did not. I just wanted to
Because
tell you.
I
14.
should get upstairs before my wife divorces me.
Okay.
Um,
You want to go first?
yeah, I got a easy one.
Okay.
So I just mentioned my airline status and how it can come in handy.
And which airline is this?
Alaska Airlines.
Okay. Yep.
They're listening. Shout out. Loyal
Shot.
member.
It's classic.
Uh, not only did I get bumped up on the way there, but then on the way back, I think that does help when you're trying to change flights around. If you have some
Oh yeah.
status, they're a little nicer
Yep.
to you. So then I stayed at this hotel for this gig, uh, which there's a whole nother story there. But anyway, this New Mexico gig, and it's this home two suites or whatever. It's fine. It's nice, whatever.
Yep.
But it's a Hilton branded property. And now I'm getting smart with all the hotel chains and the
Yep.
loyalty
The
programs on
points.
there, points and all that crap. And so I'm like, hey, can I throw on my Hilton Honors number on this reservation? She goes, no, somebody's already, whoever booked it
Oh, okay. They
already
took the
has their
points.
number on it and is taking the points, which happens a lot, when you're doing comedy on the road
Yeah.
and they book your
Yeah.
hotel for you. But to which I say, bullshit. Shouldn't be allowed. Now, if you book an airline flight, if I booked your flight for you, right?
Yes.
I said, here's my credit card. It's gonna be Johnny Beaner on the plane. Here's his email, but I'm booking
Yep.
it.
Yep.
I can't keep your miles. I
Oh,
can't.
it works differently
No,
because
no,
it's
no,
not
no,
you
no.
on the
There's
plane.
no keeping of other people. You have to physically fly on the plane on that reservation to get the miles.
See, I
You
guess
are
I didn't realize that it was
you are
different.
legally entitled to your own miles if you're doing to remember the work
Yep,
of the
of flying.
actual airplane flying, which
Yes,
is the part you should be rewarded for, sitting on a tube for
yes.
5 hours. So it's the same thing with hotels. I'm the one staying at the Homewood two suites, whatever you know what I mean? I'm the one doing this
Yeah.
with my wife and daughter puking every 5 seconds. I should be the one rewarded with the Hilton honors points.
I got to be honest, going into this, I was not sure I was going to be able to back it up. But with the evidence that has been presented, I can see your logic and
Thank you, sir.
I get it. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
No, and I've heard stories of like there's the guy in somebody was telling me about. I think his name's like I don't work for him, so I'm going to say his first name because I don't know his last name, but I don't know him personally. But Lewis at Acme,
Oh, sure. I know his
okay,
last name.
okay. Yeah, I mean, you could probably say it. I don't know, but I
Are
know.
are you like protecting his anonymity
No,
or
I don't know his last name, and so if I just say,
Lewis Lee?
I say if I say, oh, Lewis at Acme, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, he must work, and I don't work Acme, and I don't want to present as if
Oh, okay,
I
sure.
know the guy. I don't know the guy. I just have
Okay.
heard other people talk about him and tell the story how he puts up comics at some hotel, at the same hotel, and keeps the number and just goes on fabulous vacations
Oh,
with
on the
all these
points.
points because you think he's booking a room Thursday through Sunday or whatever, or even I don't know that club, maybe Wednesday through Sunday
Yeah.
every year. That's almost like a year's worth of, 300
Yeah.
nights a year, basically, of hotel points. He could stay at the Ritz for like 2 weeks every year.
Yeah. Because it
Which is,
used to be
but
like
it's
Tuesday through
bullshit.
Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
But to which I say that should be illegal. The comics should be getting those points. I would put if I were big and powerful, I would put it in my contract I'd be like, hey, you're gonna book me at this hotel, and I'm getting the points.
Hit the points.
Even if I was making like a
Wow.
100 grand that weekend, I'm being like, and I'm getting the points.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
about
I
that?
wonder if I wouldn't. You know what? Might as well just make the argument both get the points.
Well, would
You
it be?
and the
Yeah,
player.
that's a great. I mean, would it be so bad?
Yeah.
Like hotels. Like, would it hurt you that
Come on.
bad to like give out points to two people on
If
one
you were the
hotel?
one brand that did that, you were the one hotel chain that gave it to the payer and the
Yeah,
visitor if they're different.
I would be loyal.
Oh
I would
yeah.
sign up. The other thing is, if you booked it on like, you know, this is getting into the weeds, but let's
Media.
say I booked a Marriott
Yep.
on my American Express site to get like
Sure.
Amex points, and you get like
Yeah.
5 times the points or whatever. If you show up and then you already used the Amex thing to get those points, they won't give you the Marriott points on top of it. They're like, nah, you already got points out of the Amex, so we can't give you our so you have to book it on their Marriott app to get their points. They know.
That's a
Sometimes you
real
can fall
thing.
through the cracks, but they usually know.
Oh,
So they
see,
can't
just
double
trying to
dip.
keep us down.
I know.
That's bullshit. That makes me mad.
Do you follow any of those? You probably don't because you're so blissfully unaware of like loyalty programs. But unless they're for
And that's
sandwiches?
not true. I have Panera. I have
I just
Firehouse
said
Subs.
I literally you missed it. I said unless they're for sandwiches, and then you go, no, not true. Panera.
You know me so well.
Uh, but I get these Instagram reels for like the points guy, the miles couple, and then they're like, "Hey, I'll show you how to take 50,000 Amex points and you can fly first class to Singapore." And you're like, "Whoa, that's amazing!" And then you look at it like, "You have to leave right now." So if you can go to Singapore for 3 weeks right now,
Yeah.
you can fly
Yeah,
first
look,
class.
I've seen those too where they're like, "Hey, how would you like to just go to a concert for $3? It's obstructed view, and you don't get to pick who you're
Right,
seeing." It's like what?
right, right.
Ugh,
Um,
that's dumb.
so dumb.
I'll
Okay,
back you up. I'll back you up.
thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna steal. Well, not steal, but my brother texted me. He said, "Hey, I have a topic." So this is
Love it.
this is from my brother Ben,
Love it
but it
already.
made sense, so I'm gonna say it. When you're watching sports, professional sports on TV, and you see the athlete and they like take off their head or their jersey and they give it to a kid,
Yeah.
they're always doing it to kids that are like in these $1,000 seats up front, right there.
Yeah.
And so what I think they should do is I think they should give them a t-shirt cannon and
Yes.
just blast their jersey to the fucking nosebleeds.
Yeah. But
You
then
know?
they're still not getting like the interaction with the ball player, which is the coolest part of them like standing there, taking a picture, signing it.
Yeah.
So if they're maybe they could blast a player, make a jetpack.
There we go. We're workshopping it.
Like a giant drone could come and pick up the player and
Or
bring
they
them
or
up.
they just climb into a cannon.
Yeah. Like
And they
those
just
old circus cannons.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're rocking them up there.
Shoot the guy up there.
Yeah.
Or since you can't logistically do anything nice for the kids in the 300 level, it's just too hard to get up
Yeah.
there fast enough. What if they're just really mean to the kids in the 100 level? So, like, to even it out, just pretend you're going to give him a jersey and go, nah, this kid's a loser, and then walk away or like
Or
ruin
they'll like
his.
steal their headband off the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Or
Take their stuff, just rob that kid and then put that in a
yeah,
t shirt cannon and shoot it up to the poor
blast it up
kids.
there. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great topic.
Just keeping it fair.
Weren't you the one telling me there was a story about like some old rock and roll legend
Oh
that
yeah, Billy Joel, where he always he takes people in the back and puts them in the front because they
Yeah.
appreciate the show more.
Or they'd go early and visit with the disabled people section or something. Like that's what they should do. Is like literally go up there. Like take the
Yeah.
elevator. How hard would I mean, take a while, but it wouldn't be impossible.
Yeah.
And you
Oof.
know the worst part too is half the time those kids or somebody else's it's like, oh, that's his cousin's brother's kid or whatever. That's why they
Yeah.
have those seats anyway. It's like you could have done this at Thanksgiving, but now you're doing it in the
Right.
field.
Yeah. This is not some charity moment.
Right.
I like that. So we'll have them cannon blast up there, and then they fucking zip line back down to the court for the second
Yeah.
half.
Yeah. And that's just a good show.
That's a great
That
show.
just adds entertainment value.
Yeah, that's win-win.
You are fading like injuries. You know, if you can't use a star player because
No.
if you hurt like your best pitcher in a cannon, you're never going to hear the end of it on sports talk radio.
So maybe, yeah, like maybe the
They will
star
light you up.
player, Giannis, could sign a jersey and then give it to the fucking
scrub.
guy that didn't go on at all and then put
His
him
brother.
yeah,
Thanasis.
have him blasted up.
The kid won't know the difference. Hey, it's a tall Greek guy. Yeah, that's
It's another Greek freak.
just a slightly less talented, slightly less tall Greek freak.
Yeah. Oh man. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
classic app.
Classic.
We're gonna cut it there because I got to get up and make sure everybody's still alive.
All right.
Heidi, before we did this, she goes, "Wait, I'll save this for the Patreon." Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, what a tease.
Go to my website, andrewcomedy.com. Got shows in the Minneapolis area, Bellingham, Washington coming up, all sorts of places. So check that out. andrewcomedy.com.
andrewcomedy.com and johnnybeaner.com. I think
Okay.
johnnycomedy.com works too. Whatever.
Weird stuff. Because I have andrewslater.com. And I was like, nobody knows how to spell Slater. And so I put andrewcomedy.com. You did the same thing. Wow, what a shocker. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
Bye, Cavalry.
Cavalry.